And those figures, you already you know about it, that we losing a lot of our foods after harvest, and this is the role of private sector to save and to invest in and to keep this food for further consumption by our people. So thank you again for those who staying here now in this hall. We would like to hear your views, and please express, and please try to be open with us. I just heard also, for your information, a good opinion from the Turkish side. We will consider it, and I also will ask my colleague from Turkey, Mr. Arif, to express now loudly what he just told me. Just to again to inform you, we have the draft statute of Islamic Food Processing Association. It will be placed on our website. We also want now to hear what do you think, what other problems, and what the role will be in solving those problems by our future association. Also would like to know your opinion on main goals and objectives of our association. Also, you can also propose your further ideas for further actions, and also other things. So in this regard, I would like my dear colleague, Dr. Hamid Opoleiero, to have a short speech and to explain about the background of this new initiative. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, the Director General of IOFS. Of course, you're aware that I have actually been participating in very many OIC activities on this particular topic. This topic is very, it's very important, useful to member states of OIC, and that is because the peculiar situation of OIC countries, where 52% of OIC member countries live in rural areas, and they depend on agriculture. So for countries that depend on agriculture, there is need to ensure that all value addition and some of the issues that are beneficial to agricultural production are addressed in a very timely fashion. Now, of course, just as the DG has said, we have a zero draft, which actually has been sent to member states at the OIC level. And then so now IOFS now coming with a mandate to take care of agricultural production in a specialized manner. It is very important that this agro-processing association see the light of the day. Of course, the benefits of this association is in terms of industrialization. It's going to improve industrialization by ensuring value addition, and it's also going to generate rural employment. The idea is for it to generate rural employment, and then of course to create quality products for consumers, and of course the major issue of eradicating post-harvest losses is also part of the objectives of this forum. Of course, this by way of historical antecedents, we always refer to the forum that was held in Kampala in 2011, and that is the forum on development of agro-food industries in OIC member states. This forum actually tried to look at the need to enhance intra-OIC investment in agro-food processing, to create platforms for grassroots participation in agricultural policy advocacy, and then to also talk about access to investment funds by formation of farmers' cooperatives and farming communities. And of course, there are some mechanisms like micro-leasing, which is also not popular in our countries, but it's now really very important in ensuring productivity and competitiveness of OIC products. So in short, the zero draft, the idea of this meeting is to really encourage government officials who are present here to recommend this exercise to the private sector in their countries. But the private sector actually is the one that will need to ensure that this association takes off as soon as possible. Now, we have been discussing this since 2011, and I think now this is the opportunity for Islamic Organization for Food Security to start to think about how to encourage this association. Now, by way of this zero draft, how do you get this? Okay, it's like I want to bring it up. Sorry, so the zero draft is about, it has objectives of, the objectives are there, and that is the idea that it has a membership, but then the objectives is to facilitate business linkages and strategic partnership. I believe that maybe the DG IOFS will instruct that this zero draft should form part of the document that will be given to members, to at least delegates at the end of this meeting. So it will be part of your folder, so that this can also be taken away and be shared with the private sector. All what we have said now, they are all contained in the zero draft, and these are talking about the areas of value addition and the objectives, and of course the value of this association itself. And one of the first thing is to facilitate business linkages and strategic partnership in the field of food processing among member states. And then also to identify potential partnerships and investment opportunities in the field of food processing. So, these are all the advantages and the functions of this organization. In terms of membership, the proposal is that, of course, I also need to add that all these proposals actually came from the proposals that we received from OIC member states. So, these were put together, and it was discussed in the meeting in Muscat, which took place in May 14th, 2013. So, by that time, the entire body of this association was almost complete. So, what we need now is to give effect to the association itself. Now, I'm trying to. Now we have the area of resources. The resources for this association is going to be from donations. We also look at endowments or legacies. We look at private and public subsidies, and then membership fees, and any other resources authorized by the law. Actually, we already had some commitment from some of the very important agro-industrial outfits in OIC countries, like Sharbatli in Saudi Arabia also actually was part of the people that Al-Marai also was with us during that meeting. So we expect that all these very high-profile industries business outfit in OIC member states or in IOF's member states will participate in this. Now, when you talk about the membership, we also emphasize that we are going to have these types of members. We are going to have membership will be drawn from IOFs and OIC member states, and is open to individual companies and associations working in the field of agro-food industry and food processing. So companies and associations can apply to become ordinary members or associate members. So for ordinary members, we talk about national apex bodies of processors of any one food item, such as fish, dairy, meat, date, grain processors association, individual public and private companies working in the field of agro-food industry and food processing whose investment capital is not below 500,000 US dollars. That is the idea, just to make it at least more meaningful. And then we also have associate members, and this will include government and private sector support bodies such as Bureau of Standards, export promotion agencies, investment promotion agencies, research institutions, farmers associations, manufacturers of agricultural inputs and implements, and etc. Then we also think of having honorary members, which includes those individuals who may be nominated by the executive board by virtue of their scientific, technical work or public service and are concerned with improvement and development of food processing, and the AGM ratifies the nomination. Requests to become members must be addressed to the executive board. So these are all some of the issues. So I believe that you can look at this and see whether, of course, like I said, most of these ideas came from the member states themselves, and we have put this together so that you can help us to talk to your private sector. Of course, I'm sure IOFs will also, in the course of time, IOFs will organize another activity specifically for the private sector. But then, of course, since IOFs is an intergovernmental organization, we need your buy-in on this issue. So, of course, the organs are also there. You have the General Assembly, the Executive Board, and the Secretariat. We try to keep the organs as simple as possible. Sometimes you may just need to have no standby headquarters, or nothing that is going to be created that will also give enough, will constrain the immediate takeoff of the organization. So then you have the General Assembly, you have the functions of the General Assembly, and that is just the usual situation. And then what the General Assembly does, and then another level is the board, the executive board. The board is authorized to carry out all the acts. So these are the executive level. Just to give preference, we give this to that. Now the Secretariat, we think that the Secretariat should reside in the Islamic Organization for Food Security, so that they have a unit that will be dealing with the issues of the association, and this will keep the revenue or the expenditure a little bit more effective and efficient running of the association. So the idea is actually to hear what you want, what you need, some of your comments, initial comments, and then we can also, if it is possible for any of these countries, to also host the first meeting of the association, at least what we normally refer to as the conference, the first conference, the constituent meeting, where the issue of the establishment of the association will be discussed, and then delegates attending can actually form the nucleus of the association itself. So, Mr. Director General and Chairman, I thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. If there are any other questions, we can make this available to you. We have a concept note, and we also have the zero draft, which will be part of your folder as we leave this second General Assembly. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Excellency, Dr. Hamid. I now want to invite our dear future participants. So please. Please participate. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let me first of all thank you very heartily for the initiative to create this let me first of all it's okay. Thank you for the initiative to create this for the initiative to create the Islamic Food Processing Organization. Mr. Chairman, one of the biggest problems facing agriculture and turning agriculture into a business in our countries is the issue of post-harvest losses. These losses are occasioned by various factors, including but not limited to poor harvest methods, because the methods that the farmers use to harvest their crops lead to a lot of losses because they do it manually. And two, the poor pest control systems that exist in our countries. And most importantly is the poor marketing infrastructure. There are no facilities for bulk storage, and there is no good supervision mechanism for storage facilities at individual household levels. This leads to contamination and the overwhelming presence of aflatoxins in many of the products that the farmers produce. Then, most challengingly, is the lack of market knowledge, where many countries produce the things and they don't know where to sell them. The farmers, the private sector. As you are all aware that most of our countries, especially in Africa, have undergone the structural adjustment programs of the World Bank, which led to the abolition of state marketing boards. The state marketing boards used to do a good job because they used to provide bulk storage and bulk purchase, and definitely this used to help in price stabilization and quality control. So these are some of the challenges that we have. To these, I think I should add the question of exportation of value, because we export value in return. We export raw materials, which means you are exporting value outside, you are exporting jobs, and you are exporting foreign exchange. You are exporting the foreign exchange value that you would have derived from this. For instance, we producers of coffee, we sell coffee at less than $1 a kilogram. But then you get to buy processed coffee by way of, say, Nescafe or Folgers and all that, or Maxwell soluble coffee, and you buy a can of 50 grams at $6, having exported a kilogram of raw coffee at that level. So there is need for us to have internal value addition within our countries. And I think this organization should be in a position to help in instituting value addition mechanisms within our countries, so that the value that we've been exporting, the jobs that we've been exporting, and consequently the resources that we need to develop and avail services to our people are lost in that way, will be, it's an urgent problem that we need to address. And therefore, I wish to emphasize that this should be one key area that we need, that the organization should address, where we do the processing within our own countries. Say if we are exporting coffee, or if we are exporting sugar, or if we are exporting raw cereals, say like maize, which could be used to generate a lot of value by way of, say, various products, addressing the whole value chain of a product. And there are products which you cannot export in the present form because you cannot add value onto them. In many countries in Africa, definitely, we have a product like cassava. Cassava gets wasted within 48 hours of harvest. And with the challenges that the farmers have, you cannot get cassava to the market within that time. Therefore, a good percentage of the harvest gets wasted along the way. Whereas it is one of the products that would be able to, because it is a climate smart product that is drought resistant, that can be stored for a long period if processed, can also produce a lot of other products like you could have starch, you could have human food from it, starch for pharmaceutical grade starch from such a product. You would also have flour that can be used as a substitute to wheat, which we don't grow in enough quantities in our countries. So the requirement here would be that as we link these countries, as we link these private sector people, we should be able to provide them information at the production level and the requirement for them to come in with enough investable capital to make a difference in these countries. Mr. Chairman, I also want to emphasize the point that this organization should have capacity to have a database of the products that are available in the various countries that constitute the OIC. That say country X has such and such a product, and such a country has a deficit for that product, so that we can have market information among our countries, so that we can then be in a position to do business together and encourage intra-OIC commerce. Finally, Mr. Chairman, I wish to thank you very sincerely for taking this initiative and having at least a zero draft for the organization. But what do we want to see in this zero draft? We want to see the final draft of this organization reflect the concerns and the wishes of the private sector, albeit those not in contravention of the wishes and wills of the member states. But we need to have the desires and the wishes of the private sector reflected in this. So in that regard, I wish to ask, at what level and at what point will the private sector get involved in polishing up this draft? Because definitely the final product should be their product. But at what point will they be involved in this? So that we get a final draft that reflects the concerns and wishes of the private sector. I thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you so much, brother Isaac. We met each other before, and really now you just in front of our brothers and sisters, you expressing your concern, and we really sharing it. We hope that this new association will play a very important, vital role for bringing our private sector into this very important market. As I already told yesterday, unfortunately, we're losing most part of our market efforts are going outside of our Muslim world. So we hope that this Islamic Food Processing Association will help to those farmers, to those people living in rural areas. That we can help, we can try. Of course, this is it is just the first try, but we inshallah will do all our best. But of course, we will do it only with our joint efforts. That's why Uganda, I think, will be a very important country, and I hope that other delegation will also contribute such a very important ideas. And again, Brother Isaac, this is really important. We take note on this, and please share and your information which you just expressed. My General Counsel, Mr. Nur Salim, we will prepare a special note and document on that. And as Dr. Hamid already told, that we are going to have the first event. Inshallah, we will inform all stakeholders when it will happen. Of course, we will need some consultation with all of you. Again, thank you so much. Who wants to? Okay, Mr. Akif, yeah? Arif, Turkey.
Thank you, Chair. I would also like to thank Dr. Hamid Opeleoro for his explanations here, because he clarified many things, because I was confused. The document distributed in the floor was saying Islamic Food Processing Association, but in the draft statute I saw it, its name is now Food Industries Association. So, because when I look at the document distributed in the floor, there was no reference to business. So what I was thinking was, among the member states, among the relevant national institutions of the member states, we will go through ways and methods how to decrease the food losses, the food waste. Now it's getting clear. It's about the business, it's facilitating the business linkages. I'm sure the Turkish business sector, in the field of agriculture, will be really excited for this. Definitely being the 7th biggest country in terms of agricultural output, we want to contribute to this, and we already have some initiatives as presented here in the presentation by the Turkish delegation just this morning. But we need, of course, national consultation as well. As the public and the private institutions, we have to come together. I'm just giving the first reactions here. We want to contribute. We can go through it, including the hostship of this new institution in Turkey, although it's written in Kazakhstan, but we can also give such a proposal to your side. And I can say it's a timely step, it's a good step, it's a necessary step. We are supporting it wholeheartedly, but we definitely need time to discuss this, and we need, as Dr. Hamid Opeleoro said, we need another meeting to go through it in details. So our delegation there will provide more detailed technical that document. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Arif. Really very valuable contribution from your side. We hope that Turkey will play also very active role in this new entity of Islamic Organization for Food Security. Any other colleagues want to say? Okay, I think now we have to close. So yeah, please, brother.
السلام عليكم.
Alaikum assalam.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والثناء لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. أما بعد. Sorry, we were late yesterday because of the delay of the planes, and thank you for the opportunity given to Somalia to attend this meeting, for the Saudi Arabia government, the people and kingdom for giving us this opportunity to come and present, our role in food security in this organization. Somalia, when we have for some time, civil unrest that delay and destroy most of the infrastructure of agriculture. But having even this, now the Somali government is just recovering, and we are joining the community and the market is Somalia. Whatever systems we are rich in livestock and even agriculture. We have been exporting billions of live animal for the Middle East and others, and even for the agriculture. Now we are back to the market exporting banana, dry lemon, sesame, other beans, and different fruits. Having this still, we are not producing the capacity we should because of the long problems we have been in the past, and this caused that the infrastructure of agriculture, whatever the main road is, feed road is, the irrigation system, and these have been destroyed for the civil war. And one of the now problem wanted to be covered. When we talk the richness of the Somaliland and the large area of the land, we are supposed to feed a lot of people. But because of having this problem, and because of having a longer time, not having rehabilitation and reconstruction of the agriculture, that we are just sometimes we are in food security because of other. So then, what we want to suggest is take this opportunity of this meeting to just focus the Somali problem, so we can fill our gap and produce the both we have used in the past, in international market, and as we now back and export of the agriculture started, and livestock we even stop when it was non-stop. We just export millions in every year, and even the livestock and meat, both we're exporting. So having this opportunity, want to just the eyes of our organization, to focus to Somalia, to support it, that at least we could rehabilitate our agriculture infrastructure, and at least and instead we need food, we will be in a position to support it and fill the market as we used to in the past. So this is, we again and again and again ask, sorry, this is the second meeting, but for us it's the first meeting, but I hope we'll be on board, for the coming meeting. But what really we just want to, share with this meeting, that we are in a position that really we need your support, and your technically and economically and whatever side it be, should be look Somalia and we requested that this meeting will give us, important role. So for the next year or next meeting, we'll not talk where we are talking now, but we'll share with you the progress we reach with your assistance and help. And this really, we again, say that we could say, because of saying we are rich and this, but still we are the country lacking behind it because of the system unrest, civil we have been busted, but as we now on board and we are coming back to join the community in the market and meetings, but we need a special care. And we request, to give Somalia, put this our need on the floor to just give us a special support and a special care and special look. So we just, fill the gap in ourselves and even in the market of the community. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Unfortunately, I don't know your name, brother, but really Somalia is in our heart, and we know that all Muslim world will help to recover the economy of your country, and your call for helping and sharing efforts to rehabilitate economy, including agriculture in your country. We will do all our best, inshallah. And thank you again. We take note on your speech, and again, we would like you to share all the information from your side to make a full picture about what we would plan, inshallah, through our efforts of our association. Again, who want to? Okay, thank you, brother. Please.
Assalamu alaikum, Shakib Sharifi from Afghanistan. Many thanks, Mr. Chair, for giving us this opportunity. I'd like to thank Dr. Hamid for his thorough briefing of the background of this FPA. I'd just like to add that in terms of funding and financing, we need to be creative. There are other ways of funding this also, and because if we are to make real impact on the ground with people, producers, and also with private entities processing food, we need to have financing available to do that. And I also second my colleague from Turkey, I think Mr. Zarif, in terms of having further discussions to discuss the details of this association, because I think it's a very important one. We in Afghanistan, there is an urgent need to work in terms of processing what we export and also what we consume domestically. We welcome this initiative once again, and we thank you for organizing this, but add that there is further need to discuss this in details and the framework and also the goals and strategies. Thank you so much.
Shukran. Thank you so much. Afghanistan also one of our member countries from the commencement of our activities. So again, thank you for coming here, and I think that we will do all our efforts. We will try to help Afghanistan, because we know what is happening in your country, and we try to minimize all possible risks, and we hope that our organization will keep itself out of any political influence or other things. We want to be concentrated on very important, the most vital issues, which is food, which is security, which is food security, which is food safety, and nutritional things, which we want to raise. And inshallah, only with your help, with all your contribution, our organization will try to do our best and develop our activities, inshallah. Thank you so much. So, any other? Okay, brother, please.
This is Bangladesh. Dear Chair and other participants and other delegates from different countries. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam.
It's a very good initiative that what IOFS started just to establish one association, processing association. And we want to add, that is, if what I understand, that there is a, the initiative till today taken by this IOFS is very good. Still there is other rooms for development, like if there is a common template for the different countries, then common template, then there will be available data in a common format. And it will be easier one to analyze which country is producing which product much more better. Like, say, take an example. Bangladesh is self-sufficient in food production, especially the cereal. Now we are looking for the food safety. And we are also importing different types of foods. What your officials have presented yesterday, that Bangladesh is importing so many different types of foods, like food grains from different countries. And the initiative which is taken by this IOFS, that is importing or exporting from the YC member countries, it's a very good initiative. So I will request just to develop one common template for different countries. Then we can easily analyze the data, and our member countries can share. Then they can contribute more. At the same time, IOFS can use or get the facilities of ICT and social media just to develop more cooperation quickly and easily. And at the same time, if the IOFS develop the template, then they may think about the virtual stock of foods in different countries, and virtually and using adopting the ICT. I think the organization and the member countries will be benefited, and I think these are the points which IOFS can give attention. Thank you very much.
Thank you, dear brother. Bangladesh, one of the most populated countries in the Muslim world, and we know that your country heavily importing a lot of foods, and you just confirm this issue. Of course, as yesterday we made a very small presentation on our IT database system. Main principles, most probably you have noted. We will develop the system, and your proposal on further distribute this case and bring our member countries to this template, to this system more closer. That's why we will try to do our best. We need a focal point from your side. It's our very kind request to all our delegation, actually, to all delegation, not only to your country, but we really need a very good focal points, professionals from your side, who will contact us, who will keep in touch almost every day. And of course, the opportunities, the technical opportunities which we will try to develop, including our website, including our analytical portal, which you yesterday noted we just started. We hope that you will also share these good opportunities with us. Again, thank you. We're taking note of what you just told us. Who else? Yeah, Dr. Mohammed, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just want to mention that our organization find this topic very important for our region, as the colleague from Uganda highlights. It is the only way of combating famine by increasing and modernizing our productivity. This is the only way. Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Thank you. It is also a sector where we can contribute to young unemployment problem. So in Africa, every year there's 30 million, based on African Bank of Development statistic, who needs job. And no single country can create 50,000 jobs a year. So we encourage IOFS to create a mechanism to share experience and the knowledge among the Islamic country, the modernized, for example, to less modernized one. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. We take note also, Dr. Mohammed. Thank you, dear delegates, brothers and sisters. I think we really had a good exchange of your views. We will have a document to distribute to you, inshallah, to all of us. Again, thank you so much. We will try in a very short time inform you where we can sit and where we can have more detail, to get more details and to set up our, finally to set up our very important institution, as all of you just told to me. Okay, if there is no other comments, so let's close today's short workshop and let's keep in touch. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Director General, the delegation of Yemen is waiting for you. Just to.
Dear delegates and guests, just for all who is intending to go to Umrah, today at 5 o'clock, transport will be near to your hotel. If you stay in this hotel, transport will be here or Crown Plaza. At 5 o'clock, transport take you to Mecca.